Ego, ego, ego. So many of the things, the choices we take, the things we do in life are based on ego. In this video, I would like to map out my own situation and explain how the behavior I adopt is very often because of my ego, and perhaps you can relate and understand it a little bit and bring some clarity to your consciousness by my explanation and my situation. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, dating, how to reduce suffering in life, etc. Let's go. So I've been very reflective the last few weeks and been trying to deduce why I do certain things, why I behave in a certain manner, and certain goals I have. Why? And what I've realized is that I tend to choose endeavors and behavior that feed my ego in a positive way, which of course makes me feel good, and that's probably why I do them. And in the following now, I will go through sort of different domains of my life and explain why I choose certain behavior and how it's connected to my ego. Okay, career and money. So I'm currently finishing my master's degree in finance and investments, and it's probably a good idea for me to find a job, the next step in my life. I'm done with studying. I don't want to study anymore. I want some experience. So I have this trade-off in my head between money and adventure. So I have a job opportunity. I did an internship at a company, and I have I believe in an opportunity to work at an asset management firm, where I would start off with a reasonably high salary for my age, but actually a very high salary for my age. That's enticing because of the money. Now there's adventure on the other side, where I could take a bigger risk, go and travel for a bit, or move to the other side of the world, look for a job, whatever. More of a stepping into the unknown adventure. Now, the only reason I would ever really consider a job really, I think, at an asset management company, I mean, I did my internship there, and the actual tasks I was doing was not really motivating and engaging for me, and I didn't really enjoy the actual task. The people there were excellent, but the task I was doing, which is of course the majority of my time spent there, it just wasn't fun. And so I was thinking, why would I go back to that place if it wasn't fun? Money. Why money? Why is that enticing enough? Ego. If I can stamp myself as somebody who earns a lot of money as a 22-year-old, that makes me feel good. It makes me walk around like I am superior than the others, because I know I probably earn more than my peers in the age category of 22 years old. And it's ego. It makes me feel like I have access to more resources in the realm of dating, because people choose a partner based on, to a degree, their ability to reap resources, especially when a woman judges a man, because if she wants to raise kids, eventually raising kids is very time consuming and resource consuming. Hence, it's important to have resources at hand, and if you earn more money, you can collect more resources, period. That's why I think it feeds my ego, because I have more chances with girls in the dating scene. But actually, it may not really be the meaningful thing to do in life. I could go out on an adventure, discover the unknown, like the hero archetype, and that would probably be more meaningful, but it doesn't really feed my ego that much directly. That's not good. Let's move on. Girlfriend. So I broke up with my girlfriend a few weeks ago, and I reflected that I derived my ego from her. She was pretty good looking, and the first fixed girlfriend I had ever had, and I definitely derived my ego from her, and I by accident broke up with her. It was a mistake, sort of about 1.5 months before I finally broke up with her then, because I tried to fix it in between, but then I ended it in the end. But before that, when I by accident broke up, it really hit me, because I had lost her as a value source for my ego, for my persona. So she was no longer there then, and I realized, oh shit, you know, I'm not as valuable as I thought I was because she's gone now, and that's not healthy. I derived my self-value from her because I thought she was she was seen as good looking and a high value girl, and because I was together with her, I would derive my value from that, from other people's judgments of her. Ego, ego, ego. Unhealthy. Unhealthy because it's unsustainable, because you are actually you are craving, you are desiring something else to fill your value. And in Buddhism, for example, the religion states that suffering stems from cravings and desires. So that's why ego then results, or feeding the ego with external objects, whether human or inanimate objects, will lead to suffering, because I mean, very obviously they probably won't be there forever, and once they're gone, you suffer the loss of it, and that brings you pain. Okay, next, my body and sport. So I want to look good because of my ego, you know, and I did a lot of sport. I was quite fit. I wasn't necessarily big, but I was relatively toned and looked good. And I got some elbow injuries 2-3 months ago, and I've been stopping to work my upper body, just my abs and my legs I do now. And of course the muscles have lost their structure, their sort of aesthetic, and it doesn't look as good anymore on my body. And that's hurt my ego, it has. Because I don't look that good anymore, and that I would think, okay, my self-value has gone down because I don't look as good anymore. Ego, 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 I think. That's unhealthy because it makes me feel bad. I derive my self-value from my body, from the way I look. It's a recipe for stumbling over yourself, and a drop in self-esteem. Okay, now clothes and dressing smart. So one of the first videos I made on my channel was about why I wear shirts, and I explained it's because it looks smart, and it's people then judge you as a confident person, and it also makes you look nice. It makes you feel nice when you look in the mirror and see yourself wearing a shirt. It's ego again, because you're deriving your self-value from the smart, clean, slick piece of clothing that is not you. It is only an object that you are using to fill a void in you, let's say. And that's of course not good, because I've been sitting inside now because of the corona crisis, so I haven't really been leaving my house, so I just have stopped wearing shirts, which is interesting because it goes to show I was wearing shirts for other people, not for myself. So that's ego again, because I was thinking, okay, if I wear shirts, people will deem me as a more sort of sophisticated person of higher value, and now that I don't do it anymore, my self-esteem has dropped also a little bit. So I was reflecting, like, I need to subordinate my ego. Not subdue, I need to subordinate it, because this cannot continue going. Because so many things in my life I'm just basing and are motivated by my ego, which I know is unhealthy. Like, I need to fix this somehow, or need to improve it at least. And I was thinking, why is this the case? Because I think a lot of other people also behave in certain ways, or in many ways, because of their ego. And I was thinking, is this just a survival mechanism? The ego, all these things that I claimed in this video, like career and money, girlfriend, body sport, and dressing smartly, these are all things that increase your survival probability. If you earn more money, you have more access to resources, you're also higher in a social hierarchy, to a degree, and that increases your survival probability, because at the top of the hierarchy you have more order, which lets you thrive more, and the bottom of the hierarchy you have chaos, which if you're in a chaotic surrounding, your body produces cortisol, which essentially makes your body depreciate faster and you die faster. Girlfriend, well, that's reproduction. You know, if you're focusing on having a girlfriend, it'll let you reproduce, survival of your genes. It's that. Body, sport, of course, keeping healthy is good for you, especially if your body is fit. It also increases your survival probability and also the longevity of your life. And finding clothes and dressing smart is connected to the social hierarchy, because I think people higher up in the hierarchy tend to dress smarter. That's why you judge somebody who's dressed smartly as a more, how could I say this? Somebody who's higher up in the social hierarchy, on average. So these all seem to be survival mechanisms, but they make you survive, but they don't necessarily make you fulfilled, give you meaning in life, and I would say long-term health, I'd just say mainly mental health is put in question by these ego endeavors. So, in conclusion, a lot of the things, or most things I do in my life, behaviorally, adventures I go on, is based on ego, trying to positively feed my ego, which is unhealthy, I think. Perhaps you could relate to some of these aspects of your lives, and I'm not quite sure what this video aimed at, but I think it is just to bring some clarity, and you can relate perhaps to some of these aspects and make you not feel alone, which is very valuable, because if you feel alone, you may feel like a freak, and that can hurt your confidence and your self-image. Whereas if you know these similar thought processes happen in other people, you understand that it's more normal than you think, and you are able to do something about it, because it's a more frequently occurring theme in people's lives, and that somehow is connected with, okay, we can do something about this. But if you're just a weirdo and you're a freak and you're an outsider, it's a lot harder to overcome this negative thought process and try to fix it or improve it. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about subordinating your ego, which I will try and do some research on for myself, and self-development, dating, and how to reduce suffering in life. So thank you for listening.